Okay, today I have an oldie but goodie, but a new customer with a 2005 Lexus RX 330. Now, if you get your hands on one of these that's been taken care of, they're a really strong vehicle. And the thing with these cars is, or these sport utilities, they're so reliable. People kind of take it for granted, and you have a car for so long, you get used to it. You start to let things slide on it, but if you keep these things maintained, I mean, easy 500,000 miles. This one's got over 200,000 miles on it right now. So it's definitely got a noisy wheel bearing in the front, and it's one of those bearings that are so loud that it could possibly be both sides. So basically, I diagnosed it with a guy over the phone, get an idea. Yeah, it's definitely coming from the front. So I got one hub assembly. Well, it's not a hub assembly. It's a press out type bearing. So it's not a bolt-in hub. And I got a new spindle with it as well. So let's get it up in the air and spin the wheels and see what we got. All right, I got this up in the air. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't have my lapel mic on. You can hear it singing from this side. It's not loose. Definitely coming from this side. All right, so we're going to start taking it apart. Okay, so I have the wheel off, and if I have to tell you how to get the wheel off, you probably shouldn't be attempting this, but this isn't really an instructional video. You can take it as that. If you're thinking about diving into this, I wouldn't suggest doing it in your driveway or without a press, because you do need a hydraulic press. You could probably pull the knuckle off and bring it to somebody and they could press it out for you, but why not just have someone else do it if you don't have the tools to do it? So what we're looking at doing is removing the spindle nut, take the caliper off, brake rotor, and I was looking at this thing and it needs brake pads, at least. No sense in putting it together without new brake pads, at least. Brake pads and rotors would be great. So we got to take separate the strut from the top of the knuckle here. Last I knew, camber was not adjustable on that, so you do not need to worry about that. Cool thing that Toyota Lexus does, you got a bolt and two nuts to secure the ball joint in there. The other thing to kind of think about is the ABS sensor right down there. Hopefully I can get that out of there. Just slide that out. Otherwise, we got to go up this harness, follow it up to the connector, and right up in there, and disconnect it from there. So I'm going to start off by taking the caliper and the brake rotor off. We get a closer look at those brake pads. Okay, I got the caliper and the brake rotor off of there. Normally I don't separate the caliper from the bracket like this, because usually you can just push the pads back and the caliper piston there and slide something in there to stop the pads from falling out. But today I'm looking at the brake pads on this thing, and they're right down there. Of course, the outside one's okay, but the inside one's just about metal on metal. The brake rotor's okay. It's an '05. They don't want to put a lot of money into it, but these vehicles go for a long time. Isn't it ugly how that salt just does so much damage? It just looks nasty. Get the salt off your car. So I've seen it quite often where, all right, so these brake pads kind of move, but these caliper pins are stuck. And when the brake drags, it overheats, right? So when it overheats, where's that heat go to? Well, it's transferred into the bearing. Yeah, it's a ventilated brake rotor, but it doesn't remove all the heat. So I'm going to have to give them a call and see what they want to do about that. It's the right thing to do. Of course, that's what I probably should do now that there's no state inspections in New Hampshire. So this one actually doesn't even have an inspection sticker on it. So let's see what they want to do. All right, so 10 millimeter socket fits the bolt that holds that ABS sensor in. And I was kind of suspected that this would happen in a good way. Now, they give you enough tolerance in here, kind of allow for rust and corrosion, or maybe it was just by mistake in engineering. Wow, look at this thing's got 243,000 miles on it, and the ABS sensor just comes right out. The newer Honda, you got to drill the damn thing out of the back aluminum knuckle. But yeah, I'm glad that happened. Otherwise, I was going to have to take the harness, disconnect the harness all the way up under the fender well. So get the axle nut off. I'm going to go after looking at separating the ball joint from the control arm, and then the strut from the top of the knuckle here. So we're going to move on, and I'm going to tuck this out of the way, obviously. You don't want to ruin that. It'll cost you extra money. Hey, if you make it the end of this video, I'd appreciate it. If you've made it this far, I appreciate that anyway. So, all right, moving on now. Okay, I got the knuckle off this Lexus RX 330, and I forgot to tell you, you got to separate the tie rod end from the knuckle as well. So here it is. It is pretty growly, and as salty as it is, I'm going to pull this trim ring off, and I'm going to knock that out. That's what I think I'm going to do anyway. All right, I got that ring out of there, and just make sure that you pay close attention to that hole where the ABS sensor comes through. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad day. Your ABS light will come on. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pound this spindle out through this way. As you can see, there's a retaining clip right here. So that bearing's going to have to be pressed out this way on the press. All right, so I couldn't show you with one hand and filming and using a hammer to pound this out. I use this, I don't know, I get this old spindle input shaft from something. I welded a axle nut on the outside of it. So what you do is you whale on the center part of that, and then it knocks out the spindle. Now I got a new spindle, so normally you would have to basically cut that with a whizzy wheel, as we call it, and tap it with a chisel, wearing eye protection, of course, and to pop that off, but did not do that. So what I got to do next is I have to pull this retaining clip out, which I have a new one of those with the new bearing and the spindle. I'm going to flip this over and see if we can take a look at that bearing. All right, so I have the snap ring out of there. In case you're wondering what you use snap ring pliers. Get a screwdriver behind it and pry it out the rest of the way. So before I move any further, before I bring this over to the press, I'm going to show you what I'm using for a kit. I'm using an SKF kit, BR930568K. Comes with a new spindle, bearing, of course, retaining ring, axle nut, it'll work. So yeah, I'm going to go over to the press here momentarily, and we're going to press this old bearing out. New bearing in. Gonna go put the snap ring in now. All right, I got the new bearing in there. I got the new snap ring in there. I couldn't show you the entire press out of the bearing from the hub because the collar on the other side wasn't big enough to let the bearing go through, so I just basically had to tickle it the rest of the way with a ear hammer. So now I'm going to put the new spindle in. I'm going to bring this over the press and press the new spindle in. I got to put this ring back in here and basically reinstall the same way I took it apart. And always make sure that you torque your spindle nut to specification. I don't have it memorized, but I'm going to put it up in the corner here of the video, and so you don't over torque your spindle nut. If you do that, you'll squeeze on that bearing too much and it'll ruin it prematurely. Well, I'm buttoning up this Lexus RX 330 here for the wheel bearing, and I called the guy, said, let him know about his front brake pads, and says, no, I'm going to take care of it this spring. All right, well, we're in February now. I think I'd do them a little bit sooner than that. Anyway, I'm getting ready to button this up. Oh, just so you know, the spindle nut torque is 217 foot-pounds on this. Anyway, you got a bearing that's noisy, you should replace it. If you got a bearing that's noisy and loose, you really need to replace it. Hey, if you like this video, please do so. And if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. Have a good night.